There are some places in this world that are better left unexplored, some secrets that are best left buried in the past. But curiosity, as they say, killed the cat. And in today's video, it just might kill you. So turn off the lights, lock the doors, and join me as we explore the secrets lurking behind locked doors. Our next Reddit user says, I was home alone for Christmas a few years ago. My family had all flown back to our home country to be with their own families, which meant I got to spend Christmas alone in our new house in England. I love my family, but I also love having time to myself. So it was a pretty nice Christmas. On the first night there, I was unpacking boxers, and I must have gotten distracted, because when I finally went to bed at around 1 a.m., most of the downstairs was still a disaster. When I went to sleep, I left the front door unlocked and the downstairs lights on. I didn't want to attract any unwanted attention, but I guess that could have been the reason for what happened next. In the middle of the night, I was awoken by the sound of footsteps. Now, our house is quite old, and there are floorboards that creak all the time. So at first, I just assumed it was the house settling, or maybe an animal. Then I heard what sounded like a woman's voice, calling out, "Who's there?" I sat up in bed listening intently. Then I heard the footsteps again, slowly coming closer to my bedroom door. As the footsteps approached, I started to panic. I don't believe in ghosts, so there was nothing for me to be scared about, right? The footsteps stopped outside my door, and I could hear whispering. Then the doorknob started to turn. I threw the covers over my head and squeezed my eyes shut until I heard the door open. I waited for what felt like an eternity, but I heard nothing. Maybe I'd imagined the whole thing. I don't know. When I finally got up the courage to open my eyes, the room was pitch black. I fumbled for my phone and turned the light on. As the room slowly filled with light, I noticed that the door was slightly ajar and the doorknob was loose, as if someone had been trying to turn it from the other side. I ran to the door and threw it open, but there was nothing there. I never experienced anything like that again. Even now, years later, I still get freaked out when I think about it. It's strange how sometimes our own minds can play tricks on us, can't they? Sometimes it seems as though our brains would rather convince us that something is there than confront the reality that it is not. But that's all for this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to stay tuned for more stories like these. Until then, I'll see you next time.